The sound bites, the headlines are not the story.
There's no doubt that this is a tragedy that brings two families together.
He was the spark of the room.
This modern day Renaissance man.
It's just different from all those other cases.
Atlanta police have now fired an officer.
Burns was driving up Monroe Place when he says the driver was trying to leave the area and nearly ran him over, but police say there's video evidence to the contrary.
Arrest warrants have just been issued.
Burns is out on bond this morning on that murder charge.
It happened so quickly. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before to an Atlanta police officer.
What kind of factors are at play behind the scenes for that officer? Has he had an incident recently where he felt threatened and this was something that, built up to that?
He was assaulted and dragged by a moving car like 68 feet, and the car stopped right before he hit a wall. It really just shakes you to the core.
Could that have influenced his decision to pull the trigger?
The officer, has been the victim of aggravated assault. The motor vehicle is a deadly weapon there. It certainly can be a deadly weapon here.
In Rolf's APD personnel file, we found cases that required him to go through an internal review. 3 involved his use of a taser. This one, resulted in a citizen's complaint for excessive force. In all of those incidents, APD found the officer's actions were justified. But Atlanta police ruled the officer was in the wrong when he fired a gun at Kane Rogers. Kane has a criminal history with 4 arrests. He's been charged with loitering, prowling, possession of drugs, and breaking into a car. Kane missed 6 court appearances and failed a drug test. On the day of his death, Kane faced up to 24 years in prison if he was found by police, but Rolf had no way of knowing any of that when he fired the fatal shot.
It became apparent that the officer did not know anything about the person in the car. And without knowing any specific facts, he made a decision that ended up being exactly the wrong decision.
It's very hurtful when the initial picture that is painted in a person's death, that person is being made to be responsible for their own death. So I was glad to see that it was cleared up, that he was not a suspect. No one was chasing him.
Can you break that down? Can anybody, any person, break that down in their mind? Like, okay, you saw the news yesterday saying someone broke into a car and was shot by a police officer. Then, the next day you see that this officer's been charged with murder. So somewhere there was some wrongdoing and somewhere there was some injustice.
Next,
Officer Grigsby,
the officer who started it all.